The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Former MMDA spokesperson Celine Pialago has transferred party lists after the Malasakit movement failed to secure a spot in the official ballots. But the question now is this even possible? Greg Gregorio reports.
During the filing of substitutions due to withdrawal of nominees and election aspirants last year, former MMDA Assistant Secretary Celine Pialago was still the first nominee of Malasakit Movement party list. But since the COMELEC denied their petition for registration in January, due to failure to satisfy necessary requirements for joining the 2022 polls, Pialago is now looking to get elected under a different party list. In her Facebook page, Pialago said she found Frontliners ang Bida party list, which rallies for the welfare of frontliners. One that is similar to the battle cry of the Malasakit Movement party list, which she used to represent. Hence, she's thankful for being given the chance to represent her newfound party list group. But is it really possible for nominees to jump to a different party list, even if we're already 3 months closer to the election day? According to the August 2021 resolution of the Commission on Elections in relation to the May 2022 polls, the filing of nominees for party list groups was from October 1 to 8, 2021, and the deadline for substitutions due to withdrawal has also lapsed on November 15 last year. We asked the poll body about Pialago's transfer, but spokesperson James Jimenez said he would have to check if this incident has undergone legal procedures.
Let's assume that she means official nominee. I'll have to find out the paperwork behind that, whether or not she is an actual nominee, and whether or not that substitution has been accepted by the COMELEC. Okay, so there are still a lot of things to understand about this particular story. Now, whether or not it's filed out of time, I can't say. I don't know when she initiated this move.
Jimenez was quick to clarify, though, that Pialago's move is not something out of the ordinary.
It's not unlikely, or it's not even impossible, that some people, if they know that their party list is in jeopardy, could begin, taking steps to ensure that they stay in the game, right? So I don't know if that's what she did.
We also reached out to Pialago's camp for interview, but they refused to give any statement. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
After visiting Batangas, presidential candidate and Vice President Leni Robredo is now in Laguna to meet supporters and some local officials in different areas of the province. Joining us now on the line from Laguna is Ryan Ang. He's here to give us more details. Ryan, good morning. Kamusta? Anong latest?
Yes, Charles, after their campaign in Batangas, which is the 7th vote-rich province in the country, the Robredo-Pangilinan tandem is now in the 4th vote-rich province, which is Laguna. They started their day by visiting the San Pablo Cathedral. Here, they were blessed and were offered prayers by parish priest Reverend Monsignor Jerry Bitoon. They then went to the parking lot to greet their supporters and volunteers. VP Leni thanked them for organizing event and producing their own campaign paraphernalia. Robredo asked the supporters to help in fighting disinformation and encouraged them to still be respectful. They will be meeting with several officials of the LGU in Santa Cruz, Cabuyao, Piñan, and San Pedro, Laguna. They will also meet with the women's sector in the province. They will end the day with a meet and greet with Robredo, People's Council, and Solid Leni Pilipinas in San Pedro, Laguna. Charles?
Thanks for that, Ryan. That was Ryan Ang, reporting live from Laguna. Former lawmaker Rolando Andaya Jr. got VP Robredo's endorsement for his gubernatorial bid in Camarines Sur. Andaya, who is a known Duterte supporter, also expressed his support for Robredo's presidential bid. Recall that Andaya initially fueled talks of a Sara Duterte Carpio and Gibo Teodoro tandem and claimed Robredo will be running for governor of Camarines Sur. He will be challenging Luigi Villafuerte, whose family has been in control of the province since 1998.
When we openly endorsed her as our candidate for president.
Let's find out what the other presidential candidates are up to today. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos Jr. is now in the province of Cavite, and Marcos Jr. started the day by attending an assembly in Tanza and will also visit General Trias and Imus City, which is the hometown of his rival, Senator Ping Lacson. Speaking of Lacson, the former PNP chief is set to arrive in Davao for a political rally at the Panabo Gym today. Lacson will attend another political rally in Tagum City before having dinner with sectoral and private groups at the Dangnor Gym. Meanwhile, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will be making rounds in Quezon City and Pasig later today. Lito Banayo, the campaign manager of presidential aspirant Isko Moreno, questions the feasibility of COMELEC's guidelines for campaigning in the new normal. On 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, Banayo said some health guidelines for campaign rallies are extremely difficult to implement on the ground. These include requirements to check whether all attendees of campaign events have been fully vaccinated. And Banayo added that having a purely virtual campaign is not an option for his team, noting that the public wants to see their candidates in the flesh. The campaign manager also slammed the slow processing of permits in COMELEC regional offices for motorcades and campaign rallies.
How do you implement that? Isa-isahin ng gwardiya yung papasok sa mga campaign rallies at hihinga ng vaccination cards. Kaya mo bang gawin yon sa rallies? Yeah. Be real, COMELEC. Be real, DILG. Pag-isip-isip nga kayo, get your feet on the ground. No? Hindi ganun kadali yung mga kung ano-ano sinasabi ninyo. No? Para bang gusto nyo wag nang mag-eleksyon. Anong options mo? How do you campaign? People want to see their candidates in the flesh. I mean, that's the political reality, no?
The Winter Games heat up as athletes continue to vie for the gold in Beijing. Our own Fil-Am skier Asa Miller will be competing on February 13 and 16. We'll have more in this report from Gretchen Ho.
It might be the Winter Olympics, but the action continues to heat up in the quadrennial event. On Thursday, American figure skating phenom Nathan Chen captured the gold for Team USA after bagging 218.63 points in his free skate with his Rocketman performance. Chen earlier set a world record in the short program with 113.97 points, which put him way ahead of his competitors. Known as the Quad King, Chen tallied a total of 332.62 points to claim the gold.
Score was just rocketing up.
This was redemption for the American skater after seeing his only defeat during the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Games. Meanwhile, two Japanese skaters took the silver and bronze. Yuma Kageyama placed second with 310.05 points, and Shoma Uno placed third with 293 points. On the other hand, two-time Olympic champion and crowd favorite Yuzuru Hanyu placed fourth after failing to land on what could have been the first quad axel in figure skating. All eyes were on the Japanese great after his long-awaited and delayed arrival in Beijing. However, the 27-year-old fell out of contention with a disastrous short program. And as for the country's lone representative to the Beijing Winter Games, Fil-Am skier Asa Miller will see action in the men's giant slalom event on February 13 and in the men's slalom competition on February 16. Gretchen Hall, We Are One News.
Witness all the action in the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Make sure to tune in to the Beijing Winter Olympics channel, available for free on Signal channels 198 on SD and 298 on HD. This is available exclusively to all active Signal subscribers until February 20, 2022. Like and follow Signal on Facebook for more updates on this event and other awesome shows for the whole family. Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. The COMELEC First Division dismisses the disqualification case filed against Bongbong Marcos. But the petitioners say they're willing to bring the case up to the Supreme Court if needed. Senator Win Gatchalian and former Quezon City Mayor Herbert Bautista have been dropped from Senator Ping Lacson senatorial lineup. And most presidential and vice presidential candidates made the rounds in Tagalog-speaking areas on day 3 of the campaigns. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.